Bittu, since it's Winefulness, should you?
I'll go get some wine. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back. We've not been here for so long. Welcome back. We just felt like saying hello because everyone's now getting back to
some kind of
new normal, and we were missing you a little bit.
Yes, that's
and
right.
We just wanted to connect, catch up, see how you're all doing, and I also want to share a few book reviews with you today.
Should I get some wine first?
Let's get some wine.
Back in a second.
So we'll be sharing two book reviews with you today. One is Balance Your Agni by Claire, who is a dear friend of Morley's and just lovely and super knowledgeable Ayurvedic practitioner. If you need to see an Ayurvedic practitioner, couldn't recommend Claire enough. And then we also have Everyday Ayurvedic Guide to Self-Care by Kate O'Donnell, which I also, you know what I'm going to do? Guys, I'm going to change it to, how do I change it when I'm still here? I want to change it to G4, E4, but how do I change that when I'm still talking to you? I don't know. Guys, I have to quit out and come back. Will you come back to just in 1 minute? See you in 1 minute. I'm back. I put it on 4G, so it should be okay now. So, welcome back, everybody. Nice to see you. Bittu's getting the wine. So, like I said, I'm going to start with a little review on a couple of books. So, this brilliant little number by Claire how do you say Claire's surname?
Paphitis.
So it's dead easy. Okay, this one by Claire Paphitis is called Balance Your Agni. And this one is a really good, I would say really good, simple starter book for anybody who is kind of overwhelmed by too many complex theories and really does want to cut to the chase of how to balance your digestive fire. And there's a lot in here that is simple, profoundly simple, like, what time you should eat according to your dosha, what to drink in the morning, why we drink it in the morning. Really simple tips. I mean, you could read this very quickly, but don't let that fool you. It's quick and simple, but there are so many life-altering things in here, for your health, that she doesn't say drink champagne. Chin. She doesn't say drink champagne in the morning, by the way, or in the middle of the day. She doesn't say that.
No.
But we haven't seen you in a long time, so we're doing that. Can't have everything. But
is that book about one particular dosha? Or does it emphasize one particular dosha?
It's got Vata, it's got Pitta, it's got all the doshas. I'm going to put my leg on you because I like to sit cross-legged. Do you mind?
No, I don't.
Please.
No, carry on.
Yes, so it's got all the dosha in there, all the doshas in there, and what to do for each one in terms of balancing your digestive fire. But it's also got a general rules for living well.
Your leg up in mine.
Very odd.
It looks kind of odd. Yeah,
I like to sit cross-legged. Hi, Claire. Lovely book, Claire.
Yes.
Hi, Doris. Hello, Doris saying hello to Claire. It's so nice to see you all again.
I know. We have this too.
So this book...
Yeah, so is it about a particular dosha, or is it just...
Or it covers all doshas, but it also covers the common sense of what is like a sattvic way, what is common sense for all of us to keep in mind.
What does sattvic mean? Just remind me.
Sattvic is like the ideal way to be, the balanced way to be. It's like, like somebody who is very good on diet recommends having cold water in this weather because it's hot. And sattvically, we would not want to have cold water in this weather. It's going to distinguish your fire, and that's what Claire so brilliantly explains in this book.
Yeah, but also because, I think, it's a bit counterintuitive.
It is.
But to cool yourself, you should have hot drinks, right?
Well, you should have the right drinks. Okay. But nobody should have freezing cold water, even when it's hot. It's not good. So anyway, Claire explains that really well.
Oh, fantastic.
So it is a brilliant book, and I cannot recommend it enough. But this one really is focusing on digestive health. But once you get that right, you've got everything,
Do
right?
we not have a thing on that at the moment?
We have it as a competition on our website. So you can enter and win. Not on our website, on our Instagram. Have a look on our Instagram so you can win it. Really good book. And then for a more comprehensive self-care book on Ayurveda, this is one we had on our Instagram a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we're quite mindful that people access Ayurveda at different stages.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
I mean, it's a lifelong learning, as you know, right?
Yes.
As my father knows, it's a lifelong learning, and he's been learning about Ayurveda for coming on for 70 years now.
Yeah, and he's still not done.
He's still learning
I fiddle with my hair so much.
New things, and so we're quite mindful people are accessing Ayurveda. Maybe introduced even through Morley at different stages. So the Agni book by Claire is quite an elementary entry level, and this is not advanced, but it's a bit more
in depth. Claire's is in depth on digestive issues, which is huge.
Yeah,
so
it really
in
is.
fact, this is as in depth as this, but this is in depth in one subject area, whereas this is in depth in the many aspects of Ayurveda. So I would say this is a good one to start with, and then you may want to progress to this because it's so comprehensive. And what I love about this book, so there are recipes, there's understanding Ayurveda, the beginnings of Ayurveda, but what I really love about it is it's in very simple terms that anyone can understand. So even though there's a lot in it, it's not jargon. It's simple and easy to understand. So this one is called Everyday Ayurveda Guide to Self-Care.
Which actually is quite apposite at the moment, with what's going on, the need to effectively self-care. Do you want to do cheers again? Cheers, dear.
Darling, am I allowed to? Should I be helping?
Why should you not? Darling, you know what? It's a weekend.
Sugar. It's just sugar.
It's just sugar, and isn't it delicious? You know what? Everything in moderation.
Just a bit.
Just a bit there. Everything in moderation, I say.
Cheers, everyone.
Chin chin.
What were you saying,
Yeah, so a lot of people also are in lockdown now, having both the opportunity and maybe even, for certain types of people, we have more funds than we had before. You may have gone out to a spa to do a massage and spent, an awful lot of money, and now you have that money available to yourself to try and do some sort of self-care at home.
But the spa is open now.
Yes, hurrah!
Congratulations
to all our spa friends.
To all our spa friends. You're open now.
Exactly right.
And I hope you're busy, and I know that our spa friends were always careful. In fact,
absolutely.
If you take somebody like Bulgari in London, they were always social distancing. So you sat in the pool area at least 2 meters apart.
I think the personal treatments, though.
But even the personal treatments, they're so mindful.
Yes, they are. That's true.
And it's so clean that there is absolutely no problem. So,
but also, if there is any threat at all, it's to the practitioner and not to the customer, right? The practitioner will be seeing X number of people a day, but as a customer, you're relatively safe. I mean, you are, because they're wearing a mask and a face shield and so on. So, do go and support your spas if you're comfortable doing so. Yeah. Now that they're open, they have suffered, right?
They have suffered. If you can't get to a spa, use the dosha oils.
Which is where the self-care comes in.
And they are brilliant. They really are brilliant. And for those of you who've been asking, our temple shawls are coming.
They are.
But obviously with things being as they are in India, everything is taking longer. A lot longer.
I mean, Mumbai was underwater.
And so is where we have our boxes made, our block printed boxes. They're also, our manufacturer sent me a picture from there, and the cars are like completely buried in water, and the people are up to here covered in water. The people are up to here in water. It's
so making our shawls is like a secondary consideration.
Yeah, so we say to them, take your time, give them to us when you give them, but they are on it, and it won't be too long, hopefully.
Yes.
And who's been doing our Kundalini yoga?
Yes. Well, in fact, that's one new thing we've done is we've been so lucky with the people who have shared their expertise on our platform, and we thought, what is the best way that you guys get these fantastic folks sharing their wisdom, and they get some kind of a reward. And and we wanted to keep it free. So what we had is this initiative where the person sharing their expertise can nominate a charity. So all you can do, if you want to, if you're able to, is just donate to their charity. So I think the first week it was the North Kensington Kitchen, which helps families in need at this time. Who don't, there is.
That was Vera, and she's been amazing. And actually, Vera got me really into Kundalini yoga. It's quite strong. Like, you need to be doing it with a good teacher because you release a lot of energy.
I've seen you do it. It's really quite vigorous.
It's quite hardcore as well. I'm absolutely loving it. And one week I did 5 classes in a row, which I loved. I felt energized.
Not the same day, though, obviously.
Not the same day, but during the course of the week, and I felt so energized. It's incredible.
How did it make you feel exactly?
Well, energized, really, really
good.
You
had more energy, you mean?
I had more energy. One of the classes made me really cross afterwards. Don't you remember that fateful day?
Wow, it's such a rare occurrence for you to be cross. That I
was really cross that day, but I spoke to the teacher. And
Vera? That wasn't Vera, was it? No.
I spoke to the teacher and she said it's very, very normal to feel like this. And then the next time...
Is that because it releases emotions?
Yeah, you're releasing lots of blocked energy. And so if it's sitting there, it's doing a lot of damage in your body. And so you release it. And what you'll see all Kundalini teachers do is they kind of begin the session with kind of swaying their... what do you call this?
Torso?
Torso, that's the one. You're swaying it because you're getting that energy moving, and it's fantastic. Give it a try.
But also, there was quite, because normally you associate yoga with being prolonged stretches and power moves where you're holding a certain stance for a period of time. But this is quite a vigorous moving of joints. And
couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't do a lot of it. You're doing like this movement with with. Quite rigid though, with both hands for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, wow.
But really, I couldn't do it. I had to stop it many times.
Well, but it was your week 1, right?
Yeah, it was week 1. But now I'm on now I've been doing it 5 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely loving it. I just missed a day last week because the sun was so hot last week, didn't you find?
Well, I think we had like 4 or 5 days when it's over 30 degrees. In London, it's after COVID is over, the next thing we have to think about is climate change. I mean, I don't want to get everyone down, but
what can we tell you to not get you down, to get you feeling happy?
Well, no, I think because
what can we tell you?
The weather has been amazing, and as we come out of lockdown in London, we've got this thing where you can go out to eat courtesy of the government, which is quite nice.
Oh yeah, £10. It's not just in London, sure.
No, that's in the UK. Sorry, in the UK.
Yeah, in the UK. What's it called? Rishi's Dishes.
No, it's not what we call it that.
Oh, I thought it was officially called that.
It's called Eat Out to Help Out.
I think Rishi's Dishes is better, actually.
Possibly.
Have you done it, anyone? Have you been out? Have you been to a restaurant? And how have you found going to a restaurant? Very odd, or have we been to a restaurant yet?
We have been. We've been to.
We went. Yeah,
that was for lunch. Well, the first time when it was deserted, there was like 12 staff and I think 4 customers.
But the next time it was nice.
Next
and
time
busy.
it was,
that's
much busier.
Hopefully people are now sort of thinking, okay, let's go for it.
Yeah, it's a balance, isn't it, between everyone trying to return to some kind of normal existence where you do see friends and you do sort of go out into the world again, but at the same time being mindful that you don't want to spread any infection.
I know what's going on with the distancing, eh?
Well, I think from what I've seen when I've been, I've been for drinks with friends, the establishments that I have been to have been very mindful. Right? So they've had a one-way system going around. You sit quite far from each other. So you sit with your friends, or I think you've had 2 households or something, and you sit with them, but the table is quite far from the next table. Also, the staff will bring your food or your drinks to your table, and you can order them through an app. It's quite odd ordering through an app when you're actually in the bar that you're ordering from.
Can anyone there tell us? Can anyone tell us what you have been doing? Like, how you have been getting back into your normal? How is your normal feeling? I'd love to know how you're all doing.
So Tara Bray's joined us.
Hi, Tara.
Which is nice. So Helen Saltzman, Helen Quince Brighton. I had a nice day in Little Hampton.
Oh, yeah.
I was missing going to the sea. So we've not been able to go away. We're going away to Suffolk, so in the country next week, but we're not going to go to the sea. And I love at least once a year swimming in the sea. So I thought, where can I go where I won't be risking myself? So I care for my father, who's elderly. And so I went to a place called Little Hampton, which is on the south coast. And just to the side of that place called Rustington, there was virtually no one there. It was me and Marnov, and I got to swim in the sea, which I was really craving.
And I had a whole day to myself at home, so I love you. But when Marnov and Bittu left, I shut the door and I was like, yes.
What did you do?
I just read and I pottered. I just did what I do at home, really. But it was like I didn't have to cook lunch. I didn't have to be mindful of anyone. It was really lovely.
Hello, Miriam, which is a nice name. I said Tara Bray's a dear friend.
We know Miriam, I think.
It's a Mo.
I don't go out yet. Not at all, Doris. Oh, gosh, because you're in New York. Like, that's tough, you know. I don't blame you.
That's true. And picnics went to the park. That's true. We've done that a few times.
Yeah.
Picnics in the friends of the park. In fact, it's my siblings and my father, we have 3 birthdays in the course of 4 days. So I think we're going to do it in the park. It's really lovely.
It's a good idea.
You know, and also our local cinema's opening soon as well.
Which will be lovely.
The Lexi,
What's
which
Claire
is a volunteer.
saying? I can't.
So room enough to space out and let the kids run around together. That's true.
In the beach as well.
In the park
and
as well.
in the park, yeah exactly. I just saw
right.
lots of people in the park as I went to the farmers market. The park is heaving with groups of people. And
as long as they're behaving themselves and they're keeping, in their social bubbles and stuff, it's not.
But I don't even understand the bubbles, because those people, how could they be in a social bubble? Because there are loads of them. They're parents with young children. How can they all be in a bubble? I don't get the bubble. I'm confused, because I think bubble's meant to be one family
or two
families.
Yeah,
but these were not 2 families. These were like 10 or 12 families.
I think what's going to happen is
how is that going to work?
People are going to slightly forget what the rules are as the rules get a bit more nuanced, rather than just stay home, save the NHS.
Yes.
It's going to be a bit more go out a little bit if you can and if you want to. But what will happen is that what has happened in parts of the north and in Leicester and so on is if you get spikes in a certain area, those areas will be then locked down again. So rather than the whole country locked down anyway.
But we don't know. We don't really know what's going on.
Yes.
We're finding, we're learning as we go. Oh, can I come? Yeah, Doris, so I just walk in the pit. Yeah. Well, at least you do that. That's a good thing. And you're right, because if I lived in New York, I wouldn't be going out.
No.
I wouldn't. I'd be much, much more mindful.
I think
same with India. My sister's in India, my brother's in India, but I wouldn't recommend, walking the streets there. It's not safe. You just can't do it.
Well, in India, I mean, the market's always heaving and stuff. It's very hard to socially isolate there.
Bittu, can you pass me that book, hon?
It's on here.
Yeah.
The Free Thinking Spirit.
I want to tell you about this book.
Hello, Rajiv Moni. That's nice to
this
see
book is, you're seeing it the wrong way round, but just to let you know, it's called The Free Thinker's Prayer Book. Oh, my God, this book. Because what I love about it is there are different topics, The Free Thinker's Prayer Book, and it's about different kind of verses from
various religious figures.
Yeah, various religions. Like there's the Quran, there's the Bible, Bhagavad Gita, the Guru Granth Sahib, the Torah, all these different things. And what this book has is like different. I've just randomly picked one. So Guru Gobind Singh, I speak the truth for everyone to hear. Only those who learn to love will find the Lord. And then Rumi said, go and wash off all hatred from your chest 7 times with water. Then you can become our companion, drinking from the wine of love.
But Rumi's not a religious figure.
Yeah, I don't get that one. Holiness. No, because why 7 times? Then it's a doctrine. I don't like doctrines.
But Rumi's not a religious figure, right?
Well, yeah, he's a spiritual figure.
Yeah.
But I don't like this 7-time business unless I'm missing something.
Well, 7 is quite an auspicious number.
Yeah, but come on. This is what I don't like, is that And then Mother Teresa. You got to love Mother Teresa, haven't you? Holiness is not a luxury for the few. It is not just for some people. It's meant for you and for me, for all of us. It is a simple duty, because if we learn to love, we learn to be holy. I like that one.
But you can still love and not be holy, right? I mean, atheists can still love and, and not be holy.
If we learn to love... No, but what Mother Teresa is saying is if you love, you have all the religion you need.
So
love is a religion.
love itself is a religion. So
love is a religion.
I buy that actually.
I buy that.
But having said that, we used to get folks coming to the door, and their preaching was, it doesn't.
Would you like a tablecloth? Would you like a
No,
dishcloth?
not those guys. Different guys.
Okay.
Their preaching was that it doesn't matter whether you love or not, unless you follow X.
Jehovah's Witness.
Well, in fact, it wasn't just those guys. Yeah, in fact, those guys as well, though, right? Unless you follow X, how much you love and how generous you are and how charitable you are is a waste, because you will still not find the true path. And I never understood
I don't
that.
understand that, and I don't buy it. That's why I'm not opening the door to those people again.
My dad used to love. My dad.
I don't love them enough to.
He used to invite them into the house and have a chat with them, and they quite like that as well.
Yeah, they want that. They want you to engage.
Yeah, but he was quite open to them, and that is their belief, and you might find that it doesn't appeal to you, but they're not coercing you. They say, this is what we believe, and we implore you to believe the same, and whether you do or not, that's on you.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
It's okay, because it gives some people a lot of comfort, doesn't it?
Well, a lot of people who have had a hard time in their life like the structure that gives them, right? My father used to say to me that there are none so brave as do not believe in God.
Yeah.
Right? Because then it's all on you. If you don't believe in
that's
spirituality,
really your dad used to say that.
Yeah. I mean,
not in those.
It was a much more rambling, banging on about stuff.
But that was the.
But the gist was that there are none so brave as those who do not believe in God, right?
Yeah.
I didn't mean God as in
a single deity
or a head of it, but
yeah.
who don't believe in something out there, some sort of spirituality, who believe in nothing, and that we are free agents and entirely the agents of our own destiny. Because if you believe that, it's all on you, and that's quite brave, and you have no one to call on apart from yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
But then if you call on yourself as an aspect of God, then that's okay, right? Depends how you mean it. Like, if you call on yourself because you know that you have it within you, that's different, isn't it? You have everything you need within you.
That is true. Mm. That is true. But I think there's a comfort in thinking that you're not alone.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The universe is conspiring to help you.
Yeah, and try that tonight then. Ask God for something, but then don't keep asking. Do thank Him when He gives you something as well. Do remember the gratitude of, you know what, I asked and you gave, or there was a challenge and you gave me that because you knew I could handle it, and now I'm over it and I thank you for it. And it's that constant dialogue. It's not just a dialogue when you want a parking space. And I think I do that. I do say,
or when you're low on petrol.
I say, oh universe, please give me a parking space just right there.
But that's
okay too.
That's called cosmic ordering. People believe in cosmic ordering.
Yeah, and that's okay too.
We were close friends to believe in cosmic ordering.
Yeah. I think absolutely I do too. But don't always do it just then. Try it just all the time. It feels so good. So
I think I'll ask and be great.
So I've just picked another random page. Religion, and I haven't read any of these.
That's quite a long one.
I haven't read these. I'm just.
This is from the Gita.
Religion is not his who too. What? Religion is not his who too much fasts or too much feeds.
Call that the true piety which most removes earth, aches and ills, where one is moderate in eating and in resting and in sport, measured in wish and act, sleeping times, waking times for duty. Right? So it's basically a moderation in everything.
Yeah. Live a balanced life.
That's from the Gita.
And then this is what I like, because this is the Quran, which I've never read. I'm just reading it. I haven't read it before. There shall be no compulsion in the matter of faith. Oh.
Yeah.
Distinct is the way
But that means
of
that-
guidance now
Yeah.
from error. He who turns from the forces of evil and believes in God will surely hold fast to a handle that is strong and unbreakable. For God hears all and knows everything. But
Again-
that's, again, your inner.
Yeah, but again, that is if you use religion or God as a crutch, which, you know,
The Bible.
that helps a lot of people is to use their faith as a crutch to guide them through their day.
Yeah, which is
or through
fine.
their life, which is absolutely fine. Yeah,
The
people need that.
Bible. Command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, and we know that now, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Command them to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share.
Nice.
Do you know what? That's what I found about this pandemic, is I've much more really wanted to really share what we have. And I don't just mean on a social platform, but I mean even just in our home,
Yes.
in
Well,
our being.
yeah.
You can't take it with you. And I've got more behind me than ahead of me. Probably, I have.
Yes, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
If I live into my hundreds, then I've got more ahead of me. But
Could
they're
happen.
Could happen, but they're probably not going to be as fertile as the years behind me.
I don't know.
So-
they might be. I mean,
They might
people are
be,
happiest. Look, don't be thinking like that.
But
People are
I don't
happiest
want
in
to
their
take anything
70s.
with me because I can't.
Yeah,
So I
that's a
want to
sin.
give it.
To die rich is a sin.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And our son can only have so much, right?
I mean, how much delivery can you order, for Christ's sake?
He spent £53 on delivery last month. I think it's disgusting.
Oh my
He took my card and just spent it on delivery.
I think he was having friends over. That's what it was. I hope so. That's a lot of junk food to be eating
A
otherwise.
lot of junk food, yeah. Because I'm sure he wasn't ordering stir-fry vegetables.
Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't eating Ayurvedic or Sattvic.
No, I don't think he was eating Sattvic food.
I don't think so. But back at school next week.
Yes, back at school next week. Do you know when we spoke to you first, we were saying how much we're really enjoying having our son at home and all of us being together, and we were, and we are. But it's wearing thin now. The cooking 3 times a day is wearing thin. I'm ready for him to return to school where they can give him at least one of those 3 meals. And
Yeah.
is that anything wrong with that?
I don't think there is.
So. I don't think so. I'm all for that.
We've got his results coming out next week.
What do you think of the A-level results? Have you been happy? Some people have been really unhappy, and now they're going to spend money on resitting. And
There's various things, but the GCSE ones are next week, so we'll see how that goes. If we do a live and we're in a bad mood, you know it didn't go well.
do you know what? I wouldn't be in a bad mood,
No,
and
I
neither
wouldn't
would you.
either. No, I wouldn't.
Even if you did really badly, I wouldn't be in a bad mood because they're GCSEs, they're not A-levels.
Also, he has
and
worked
it would
hard.
give him I think he's worked quite hard. I think he could have worked harder, but they were mocks, you see. So mocks is like for you to gauge where they are. So you don't really work that hard. You see what your ability is. So in honesty, I don't think he worked that hard. But for me,
Hello, freedom of choice, Isa. Ooh, that
that's
sounds
nice.
nice.
Good. For
Hello,
me,
Rachel.
I would say that if he did terribly, I would give
Hey,
him
Jessica.
a hug. I would say, you must be disappointed. Now we need to sort out a plan for your A-levels and how you're going to work for them.
Biblos Profameria Artistica.
What
Oh,
a-
that sounds
what a
nice.
nice
I know. Is that
Perfume-
Italian?
Oh, I think that's perfumes.
I think that's right, darling.
Yeah.
Profameria. But I don't know. I'm not fluent.
No, but I think
it
they
might
do
be-
perfumes. I've heard of them.
Oh, right,
Nice
okay.
to see you here, guys.
Hi, guys. Kios Macam.
Guys, I don't know. I'm talking to you and I'm feeling like I'm sounding a bit flat. I hope not. I hope not.
I
I'm
don't think we
really
are.
enjoying talking to you, but I'm out of practice with it.
Well, that's the other thing, right? So we were doing, at the start of lockdown, we were doing so many lives and so
Should I
on.
sing
And we
for you?
still, don't sing. No one wants that.
You like my singing?
I do. You have a fantastic voice, so you should sing more.
Bittu passed his tabla exam.
Yes, I did. So I got a first
You should play
class.
your tabla more.
Maybe next time. I should.
You should.
I should. Yeah, I got a first class pass in my year 2 of my tabla. So I've got 1 more year to go. Then I have my diploma.
Thank you. Adore the pitta oil. I love the pitta oil too. It's a really good oil.
Serenity, right?
Serenity. And what I like about the oils is they're I have to say, I think they're very good value for how big they are,
Yeah, that's
how
true.
long they last, and they're quite complex blends. And I think they're really super oils, all of them.
When we used to do
Thank
training
you
at the
so much.
at the spas, we used to, people used to ask us which,
Look,
so-
what happens if I have a drink?
sweetheart, you know what? It's Sunday, just relax.
That's enough, right?
No, darling.
No, I'm not having more.
Okay, fine. They used to ask, when the person arrives at the spa, they usually fill out a dosha questionnaire to determine their dosha.
Yeah, and they'd look at them physically, their eyes.
So we should train
them on how to
the therapist.
Yeah.
And the therapist should say, so should we then use the oil that we think their dosha is? And we say that let the customer choose the oil, because they will know which oil is resonating with them today. So you invite them to smell the 3 oils, and invariably we found
99.9% of the time, if you give them 2 oils to smell, not 3, because they generally have a sub and a main dosha, but if you give them 2 oils to smell, 99.9% of the time they will pick the dosha in which they're imbalanced, and that is because they know themselves.
Yes,
we know ourselves. So what we have to do is just trust ourselves more and not think that someone else has the answer, because we have the answer.
Yes.
And, like we say, and I think that's why Ayurveda is growing in...
it really is.
You've all probably known about it for some time, but it's growing in popularity now. Awareness, should I say, rather than popularity, is because a practitioner that you see for 5 minutes can't know you better than you know yourself. I'll give you an example. I... am menopausal.
You hide it well.
Did you notice?
No, I never noticed.
But a couple of weeks ago, it was really overwhelming. So I phoned my. I kind of know what to do from an Ayurvedic perspective, but I phoned my doctor's surgery, and the first thing they said to me when I gave them my symptoms, the first thing was, "You need to go on antidepressants." Really? I was disgusted. Because no, I don't, and no, most people don't. Some people do, but I certainly didn't.
Depression is a chemical imbalance.
Yeah. But HRT, menopause is also a hormonal imbalance.
Yeah.
But it's not that you're depressed. No. It's that you need to, look at your diet, look at your lifestyle, look at your, maybe taking different supplements, and
slow down a bit, maybe.
Slow down. I'm taking
temporarily,
I'm taking Shatavari, and it's really helping. I'm also taking Triphala because I've needed it this last couple of weeks. I've changed my diet and I've needed it. But I
put more alcohol in your diet.
More alcohol in my diet. But I don't plan to be taking Triphala forever, because no herb should be taken forever.
No.
Because then you're dependent on it.
But also your body gets used to it.
Yeah, but I was shocked. Actually, I was not shocked. I was saddened.
But it's a well-known thing that often because people are busy. Medical practitioners are busy. If you say to them, "I'm feeling a bit low," a lot of them will the first thing say is, antidepressants.
The first thing she said, and then I had to say, "I'm sorry, I will not be taking antidepressants. I'm not depressed. I know my hormones are not where they were, and I would like to discuss my options," because actually I'm not personally against HRT. I think you need to find the right one for you, and I think that we've been scared a lot by the damage it can do, but we've not discussed enough about the good it can do.
Different people have different symptoms. So some people are very fortunate to have, to manage menopause in a different way, which doesn't require HRT. And if you're in that fortunate position, then you should try and avoid it if you can, because why would you introduce
do it?
Chemicals into your body unless you absolutely have to? But some people, their symptoms are quite severe, and they really need all help. So, your symptoms, from what I've experienced externally, apart from hot flashes,
no, my symptom that was severe was that I went through a week where I couldn't even manage to do a Word document.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Do you remember?
I do.
And you were saying, "Nee, it's just a word, it's just words." But I couldn't even put together a simple document about Mama points, actually, because I was doing a live.
Which you know a lot about.
Which I know a lot about, and I couldn't remember any of it, and I couldn't even put it in a document. And then when I did the live, one of you who joined the live is here now, and you were very gracious about the live, but I personally found it really challenging. And not just challenging, I was really, I felt anxious about it, and it's not like me. I know Ayurveda, and what I don't know, I'm very happy to admit I don't know, which is a lot, right? Because we're learning. But I was crippled by fear at doing this live, which is crazy. And that's what made me phone, and I couldn't remember a word. I couldn't remember a thing. And that's what made me phone my doctor. But when they said, you need to take antidepressants, I thought, whoa, there's a reason to go right back to Ayurveda, because this doctor knows nothing about me.
And that's their go-to.
That's their go-to remedy, and it's a moment in time. And in that moment, that weak moment, if they catch you, you could become dependent and believe that that's what you need forever and a day, and you don't.
I would caveat that if you do need
and some people do.
You should definitely take them, right? Because they can help people.
Definitely.
I think
it gives you a chance to exhale.
Our experience was that was their go-to. That was, there was no analysis. You didn't even go. This is a phone call, right?
This was a phone call.
Anita went to the doctor and they looked at her and did any kind of analysis. It was just a phone call. Yeah, it's like. It's the medication of women's symptoms where
don't want to deal with it. So I'll just give you that.
It's too complicated. It's too complicated to explain how you might manage this better. So let's just medicate you.
Yeah, it's awful. So I refused, and then they said, "Well, will you look at seeing a therapist?" And I said, "Well, no, that's more like it.
Yeah.
Talking therapy is much better.
Everyone can benefit.
Everyone can benefit from that, because also we all have moments where, somebody like me who is talking to you, and I have you would look to me to have some level of strength, right? You would look to me to guide you in a sense, to some degree.
Yeah, on certain subjects. Yeah.
On certain subjects, and if I show weakness, then what faith do you have? Well, I can tell you that was a bad day. It was a bad week. And phoning that doctor only made me realise just how much power our Ayurveda holds, and that is the path to follow. So I got deeper into looking at the menopause and how Ayurveda treats that.
Also, one thing I remember is just by reading more about that subject on the back of this
which
chat,
I did, yes.
You felt much better straight away.
I did.
Because you had a certain degree of agency, of control. You thought,
absolutely.
I might be feeling like this, but here are things that I can do which might work. They might not, but at least I can try them.
Yeah.
And that, from what I understand, that really seemed to give you a boost.
I cannot tell you how much it helped. And it was also somebody saying to me, have you been feeling confused? And do you know what happened is that made me cry, because my mother has very late stage dementia. Her dementia now is that she doesn't speak. She doesn't do anything really apart from sit in her chair.
She laughs sometimes.
She will occasionally... No, yes, she will. She will not laugh, but she will give you a kind of... It's kind of like a laugh of acknowledgement.
Oh,
I did it again. That's what that does for me. Anyway, better out than in.
Well, that's the Ayurvedic way.
The Ayurvedic way. So I think it was all of that too, thinking, oh, bless my mum. Is she, what's happened? Like, I miss my mum, and what's happened to mum, and is that the way I'm going to go? And will Bittu just chuck me out and move in with a blonde, and what's going to happen? And I think it was all that kind of...
You worry about your end of days quite, because your thing was that you were going to die falling down the stairs.
Yeah, either falling down the stairs. Yeah, because listen, we don't have a guard, right, at the top of our
stairs. Why would we have a guard? We're fully grown adults.
Because I used to sleepwalk. What if I sleepwalked right down the stairs and I fell?
I've been married to you for about 60 years now.
60? Oh, okay. Imagine that you have, and I really could fall.
No, I've been married to you for 30 years now. I've never once known you to sleepwalk.
Yeah, because once you're asleep...
No, but I've never known you to sleepwalk.
But Bittu, I did.
When? When you were before we met?
Yes.
So basically, over 30 years ago, you may have sleepwalked.
I did. I ripped up my own ABBA poster.
How old were you?
I think about 11.
Yeah. So...
I took a knife from the kitchen. I took a knife from the kitchen. I took it up to my sister's bedroom, and I was standing at the foot of their bed with a knife in my hand.
I bet your sister, he probably deserved it. No, that was a joke. I don't know which sister that was, but they're all lovely. Danny, that was... When you're at that age, you're very hormonal. 11, all kinds of stupidness is going on at that age.
I'm hormonal now.
But at 50, three.
I don't mind you saying 53.
53. And in the last 30 years, you've been in a repetition. I think you kind of let that go now.
Yeah, so I worry about tripping down the stairs. We've got quite narrow stairs. I don't worry. Like, I don't sit there, oh my God, I'm going to trip down the stairs. But occasionally, I think, my death could come from, my God. Imagine if it actually did, and I had recorded this, car accident. because I think cars are really scary because other people's fate is in your hands. That scares me. Even if I'm driving really carefully, somebody else could be a nutter, and I do see nutters. Thank you for making...
You carry on.
Yeah. So, car accident, falling down
These
the
are
stairs.
all just people have jotted it like these are all reasons, causes of Anita's death. She's telling you about now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but
Yeah.
that's what she's doing.
Falling down the stairs, car accident, Bittu pushing me down the stairs, dementia. Those
You
are
can't
my-
die of dementia, can you?
Well, no, but I think you
what
die. Your
dementia is?
personality dies. You lose
But
yourself.
the thing about dementia is, we're not in that person's head. We don't know what they might be having a grand old time in there. Just because they can't emote and show you in their own sort of brain, they might be having a. Someone else said that to me just the other day. That you don't know. They might be having a grand old time.
No, I know that, and it's not for us to judge how they're feeling. But I miss my mum.
Yes, no, that's fair enough.
It was,
Well, hold on a
Damn.
minute. There was a.
sorry. I miss my mum. I miss phoning her and saying, how do you make this dish or that dish? Because she's the most incredible cook. And I also think if it happened to me, and God willing it wouldn't, but if it happened to me, how would poor Bittu cope? How would Marliv cope? And I don't want you to have
Oh
to...
God, Anita!
I don't...
You started with saying we want to lift everyone up. All you've been talking about is how you're going to die for the last 10 minutes. Beautiful,
I
gorgeous
don't want
creature.
you to have to look after me.
Mrs. Sarsat says, well done, Bittu. Thank you very much, Mrs. Sarsat. I'm glad someone's acknowledged my
He
triumph
did really well.
in
He
year
did
two
really
double
well. He
me
did
and the
really
12-year-olds. This is Esiad, your online doja creature was a revelation to me. Oh, we're so glad. I mean, it's
Thank you,
quite
Esiad.
elementary.
Thank you.
And, once you get the data from that, you should really, if you want.
Seek out a practitioner.
Yeah, in fact, so...
Claire is the practitioner.
Yeah.
Dr. Matthews, who we love.
Yes. In fact, if you go back to some of our lives on IGTV, you'll see some Dr. Matthews will still be on that actually.
Yeah.
And you just
And he's
drill down
coming
a bit
on
more.
next week. He's
fantastic.
doing 4 sessions and he's incredible.
very knowledgeable.
He's studied for like 9 years on the subject, so he's incredible. But I think what our quiz does well is it gets you learning more about you.
It's a gateway.
And it's a gateway.
Yeah,
and learning more about you rather than being dependent on other people.
Exactly
That's a good
right.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, if
Knowledge
you can,
is power.
Yeah, and if you can exercise control over your own health, there's no greater liberation than that.
I
really.
agree. And your own emotions.
Yeah, well, exactly right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doris. Thank you. Now, this is the one from Maria Luisa Torre. Is that Spanish? Sounds Spanish. Thank you for making these wonderful products available. I really enjoy them. Oh, for Italy. Saluti from Italy. So
How is
excuse
everyone
me.
in Italy?
I
How is
think
everyone
Italy's
in
okay.
Italy?
Italy's not on the list, is it? I think
Good.
Italy had a very, very bad start, but I think they have,
That
kind
means
of
Bulgari in Italy must be open now.
in Milan.
In Milan.
I don't know. Actually, we should be in touch with those guys.
We're going to go in a second, guys, because
Watch the stars, and we have guests.
we have guests coming, old friends, and
Thank you,
anyone
Myri Rose. Thank you, Barbara. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Barbara Awal 06. You waved at. Oh, I did. Okay, hello. I did. Yes. Yes, we should cut it short.
We
love
should
being
go.
with you.
We love being with you, and we're a bit rusty. We haven't been with you in a long time, but we will be back again.
We will be back. Yeah.
We will come back again. Actually, not next weekend, but we will
We're
come back
in
soon.
Suffolk next week.
We'll maybe come back once every couple of weeks to
Yeah.
keep in touch if you'd like us to. And we just, I can't tell you how much we value we value this community and we value
because we have felt, we've been in lockdown as well. We have felt slightly isolated as well, because we just the two of us in the house, with Marnav and Star. It's been lovely having this community that we can talk to and who do give us feedback, and we have loved that.
Yeah, we have, and we've loved the learning and the growing, and Bittu Stabla playing now is pretty good, so that's nice. And next time we're on, we'll have him play something for you.
Fabulous.
And just have a lovely Sunday, everyone, and God bless and keep safe.
Bye-bye.